Is someone in federal government actually watching our videos? Because in one of our couple of weeks ago video, we mentioned that New South Wales government did not submitted their plans to the federal government to bring international students, and a week later they did that. And in last week's video we said that a plan without an action is just a hope, and in this week we heard that South Australian government's plan to bring international students has been finally approved. And if you are that person who watch our videos and you work in the federal government, we request you to please give a clear timeline to the international students so they can plan their things accordingly. And if they have a clear plans, it will give them a certainty and it will avoid all sort of anxiety and stress that they're going through at the moment, especially in regards to the borders. So as I mentioned earlier, South Australian plan to bring international students has been approved by the federal government. And that is a great news. So in this video we are going to discuss about what do we know about this plan so far, what we don't know about this plan, and a quick summary at the end. So make sure to stick around till the end as there is some important information we are going to cover in this video. So let's discuss about what do we know about this plan so far. So according to this plan, around 160 students will be brought into South Australia, and these students will do a 2-week quarantine in a special quarantine hub designed for international students. This special quarantine hub is in a Parafield airport in Adelaide City. And we also know that international students who will be brought into South Australia through this program will need to undertake COVID-19 test every single day while they are in quarantine. And we also know that the cost of travel and quarantine will be shared between the students and the university or institute they're coming in. And as this is a dedicated facility for international students, they won't be taking any places from returning Australians, and South Australian government will not be paying for any of the expenses to run the quarantine facility. So these are some of the things we know about this plan so far. Now let's discuss what are the things we don't know about this plan. So first thing first is we don't know which countries the students will come from. There are no specific mention of any specific nationalities as yet, but most likely it will be the students coming in from the low risk countries where the COVID-19 is under control and there are not many cases around. And they might start off with the low risk countries, and then as the plan progresses they may make some changes to that. But at the moment there is no such information on which countries the students will come from. The second thing is the costs. So we do know that the cost will be shared between the students and the institutes, but it is not clear as who will be paying what and how much will that be. So cost of traveling to Australia and then a 2-week of quarantine in this specific dedicated quarantine hub, and daily testing and the food and everything. We don't know how much the cost will be borne by the students and the universities. And the last and the very important thing is the final dates to kick off this program, which we have no information on when it will be actually running. Yes, the plan has been approved by the federal government, but there is one important condition for this plan to go ahead as well, which we will discuss in a minute's time. But before that, it's important to understand that it might still take several months before this plan is actually in place, as the universities and officials will have to work around with the details. So there is a possibility that it may not start right away, will be few weeks or months before it actually come in place. Now there is one very important condition that Commonwealth government has put on this plan. So for international students to arrive in Australia, the Commonwealth government wants to make sure that all the states and territories borders are open within Australia. As you might be aware, because of the COVID outbreaks in different states and territories, a lot of states and territories like to close their borders so that there is no spread within their communities. So there is a condition that all the borders within Australia must be open. At the moment, because of the COVID-19 outbreaks in Greater Sydney and in Melbourne, there are some restrictions for traveling from these cities in other states and territories. So these borders must be fully open before international students can arrive back in Australia. And that's a very important condition that Commonwealth government has put on this plan. And if you have already enrolled into South Australia, make sure to keep an eye out on the email from your university or institute, as they will be sharing more details on this plan with their students as well. So keep an eye out on those emails. And also, as per the understanding of some industry experts, New South Wales plan will also be approved soon, after this South Australian plan was approved. So if that comes through, that will be a great news as well. Now, just to give a quick summary on this whole plan, yes, it is a very good initiative, and finally a plan has been approved by the federal government. Thank God for that, which has taken a lot of time, but it finally has come through. And although the numbers are very low to begin with, we really hope that these numbers will increase over the time. And also, it's very important to understand that it is a separate program than returning Australians, so it should not be, and it will not be affecting those returning Australians. But we don't know yet when this plan will actually come into place, and which countries the students can come from, and how much will be the total cost that will be paid by the students as well. And we are really looking forward to other plans getting approved soon as well, so international students can start coming back. And as always, we look forward to your feedback on this program in the comment section below. And if you do find the value in the video, please make sure to share it with your friends as well. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.